All right, welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a fabulous break. I think we had like 17 days off or something like that. So, as always, it is my hopes that you found a way to move around and be active to keep your health and well being going. And I hope that you're feeling good. So, if you did get the chance to do a bunch of movement and you made that just part of your lifestyle and part of your routine over break, fabulous. We're on track. If not, and you got busy doing family things or friend things or just kind of doing your own stuff and didn't really have the motivation, that's okay too. We're back here together and we can do it together. All right. So before we kind of get into our review workout here, I want to just show you. Want to just remind you the recommendations from the CDC and the American Heart Association. So one of the reasons that we do movement education and physical education every day, it's, in my opinion, it's the most important class that you have because it helps to keep you healthy and help your body to feel good. If your body is not healthy and you have illness or disease, or you just don't feel good or have energy or you can't move, it makes it very difficult to do anything else. It makes it very difficult to go out and work on your car if that's what you would like to do. It makes it very difficult to go out into the woods and do anything out there. It makes it very difficult to do art or to study computers or to just sit and enjoy a TV show because you're not feeling very good. To be able to focus for math or to read a book or any of those games or things that you enjoy or that you're trying to learn. If you're not physically healthy and feeling well in a physical education sense, it's going to make all of those things so much more difficult and not as much fun. All right. So that's why we're here. We do one of the most important things in this class. So please stay along with me. So the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, and the American Heart Association, these are the big governing bodies that have done so much research throughout decades and decades and decades before you or I were ever born. They were figuring out that people were getting sick or not having a good time or not feeling well. So they researched it, they studied it, they learned about it, and they've come out and they've said, hey, we figured some stuff out. So I just want to show you real quick what is recommended for you. So children and adolescents, I'm reading right here. Children and adolescents ages 6 through 17 should do 60 minutes, that's 1 hour, or more of moderate to vigorous physical activity each day. All right. This includes daily aerobic activities and bone strengthening activities, running and jumping, climbing, push-ups. There's a bunch of different stuff that you can do, but we really want to relate it back to our heart rate, and that's kind of what we're going to review this week, okay? So simple examples that you can do at home. When we're in the gym, we've got a zillion of them. We got games and activities all up and down my sleeve, but we're not here right now. So things that you can do at home, you can go on a brisk walk. It's about 2.5 miles per hour. If you need some help judging that, I'll talk to you more about that. You can go on some jogging. You can do aerobics or station cardio. Those are the videos that we do where we kind of work in a single space and we get our heart rate going by doing some different movement, range of motion, and activities. You can do some dancing if you enjoy dancing or moving around. You can play some music and just dance around for a while, have some fun with that. If you're doing gardening, which is not really appropriate right now for the time of year, but you might be doing some work outside or building a fence, working on projects inside or outside of the house, those can work as well, as long as we're getting our heart rate up and we're being active. So like unloading the dishes isn't really going to count. Helping build a fence is definitely going to count. All right. And then we can do tennis or other sports that increase our heart rate. You can even play tennis I've given a ton of options throughout the year for things that you can do just against a wall by yourself or with a partner. You can, if you have a roof, you can toss a ball up to a roof, and then as it's coming down, you can refind it, jump, catch it, put it back up, or play a bounce game against the wall, wall ball stuff. Tons of different things you can do. You can challenge yourself, partners, um, family members, really anybody. Tons of things. All right. And then if you have access to a bike, you can always go on a bike ride. All right. Just make sure you get parents and guardians permission for any of that stuff. Okay, cool. So again, this is going to increase our health, overall well-being, quality of life, our ability to focus, our ability to sleep. So these types of things are very, very important. Okay. So now that we've kind of reviewed why it is that we're here and why this class is so important for you and your overall health and well-being to feel good and be able to do the things that you want to do. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's video. So today we're going to be reviewing is just our basic movements. You may be totally in on this 100%. That's great. If you're finished with them, you can move on to other stuff. But if we haven't been moving very much, or if it's been a couple days since we've moved, or we just want to check in with how our body's feeling, the first thing that we do is we create an activity space and we go through all our non-locomotor and our locomotor actions. These are the basic movements that our body can do in a single spot and that our body can do while traveling from place to place. All right, so I'm going to come into my activity space here. I already made sure that it was clear and safe to just kind of shake it out, settle into my spot. And the reason for these moves is to be able to check in and see if anything on your body is uneven or hurt. You might do a move and recognize that your left shoulder is a little bit tight. You may have slept weird and you need to attend to that and stretch it out a little bit more before you do heavier activity so you don't have yourself an injury or a strain that lasts for weeks or months. Then we have a bigger issue, okay? You might do a move and realize, oh, dang, when I'm kind of skipping, my left ankle feels a little bit tweaked. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to kind of check in on that, feel in on that. Can I go ahead and continue activity? Is it going to work itself out? Or do I have ailment or an injury that I need to pay attention to here? Okay, so that's kind of our big intro. Hopefully you'll remember these moves. We have our stretch, going to stretch up to the sky, grab and pull a tree branch on down like I'm climbing up into a tree. Going to stretch my arm to one side, pull it back the opposite direction, stretch my arm to the other side, and pull it back the opposite direction. So stretch and pull, I can do that anywhere in my body. I'm going to turn my head and neck. Can do some head circles if you want to. Going to turn my body all the way around about 3 times just to make sure I don't lose my balance. I don't get dizzy or uneasy. I don't trip or fall over. I'm in control of my body. I don't have something weird in my ankle or my hip kind of feeling. My eyes are able to refocus once I finish. Then I have my twist, loosen up the back, hips, shoulders. Going to keep my feet pointing forward. Swings and sways. So I'm going to go side to side just to loosen up my shoulders. So I got my sways going, and then I can turn it into a big swing as I know that that's feeling good. Shoulder is a very complicated area in regards to muscular structure. So super important to take care of that area. You don't want to go 5 days, 10 days, 17 days without really doing a lot of throwing or shoulder movements and then just jumping into, say, body weight push-ups. Your body's not going to be used to that, and that might be too much weight and potentially lead to injury. So I got my swings and sways sideways, forward and back. And then the bended balance. So I'm going to hinge at the hips. I'm going to bend. I'm going to pick up one foot and balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch that over to the opposite side. Bend and balance. Going to hinge at my waist with a bend. Pick up my other foot for a balance. You can keep your arms out to the side if you want to. Keep your eyes facing forward if you like. After your 5 or 10 seconds, the last move here is the get up. So I'm going to start from my back. This is commonly referred to as a sit up because you're sitting your body up from the back. But sometimes people get weird about that. They kind of think, oh, I don't want to do sit-ups or whatever. First off, they're super, super important. So it's not a punishment to you. It's a benefit to you. And secondly, as you've probably heard me say before, if you were ever in a situation where you tripped, slipped, fell, you're otherwise laying on the ground, you're laying and watching a movie, you're hanging out with friends, playing around, whatever. You're helping somebody fix something underneath a car, or helping a grandparent or a guardian get something from a low shelving area or under a bed or something like that. You don't want to have people help you up. You would like to be able to get up on your own. And so that's why we practice these all the time. So I'm going to start to sit my body up, press with my hands, and use my legs to climb. And then from the tummy side, same situation. It's commonly referred to as a push-up, but I'm just going to press with my hands and use my legs to climb. so that I can stand up from my front side using my own body weight right there. Awesome. That's going to take care of all of our stationary movements. Now I'm going to move side to side here. I only have 4 steps etched out here, so I'm just going to walk it to make sure that my toes are facing forward. I'm not bow-footed or pigeon-toed right here, making sure that I have a smooth line. You can do this in a small space, inside, outside. Like I said, I just have 4 steps that go from side to side. Make sure that you don't have yourself bow leg or pigeon toed. Like I said, keep those toes, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, everything in line. And then once you have your line down, let's go ahead and go through our 8 basic locomotor actions. These are actions that are taking us from place to place. So the first one is the jog. Just going to pick up my pace from the walk a touch and jog it side to side. Awesome. Next one, I believe we're going to make it the gallop. So favorite foot out in front, try and keep space between your feet. Toe leads where we go. Couple shuffles, flip the direction. Couple gallops the opposite direction. Couple gallops the opposite direction. And gallop it on back. Maybe 2 each direction. Awesome. Gallop feels good, so I can move on to the next one. It's going to be my same gallop stance, but I'm going to swoosh, flip it to the side, and let my hip or the side of my foot lead. Sit myself like I'm sitting in a chair, arms out to the side if you want to, or you can just keep them near your side. And a smooth side shuffle. Right on. Then our next sequence, just to remind you, a hop. This is a hop. It is 1 foot to the same foot. So I can hop from place to place. A hop is a locomotor action. I can switch my feet. So a hop is 1 foot to the same foot. A jump is 2 feet to 2 feet. So you can hop, you can jump. And then a leap is 1 foot to the opposite. 1 foot to the opposite to the opposite. So similar to a walk, similar to a run, but the pace and tempo are a little bit different. On my leap, I'm going to leap and then take a moment to balance and show control of body, as opposed to a consistent walk or a run. All right, so now that I know those, I'm going to do my my skipping action. So that's my step and hop, step and hop. Step and hop. You can high skip, you can quick skip, you can backward skip, you can long skip, you can casual skip, tons of different ways to do the skipping action. Just a step and hop. I can pick my knee up a little bit higher just to make sure that I got that hinge and mobility in my hip. A little quicker on the way back. So there's our skipping action. And then our last one here is going to be our back pedal. So nose goes over the toes, nose over the toes. That's how the back pedal flows. Gonna give a look behind, make sure I'm not gonna trip or slip on anything, and then smoothly work backwards. If you can do these a little quicker outside or you have a longer space, that's fantastic. But you can get these actions done in a small space if you're working at home and the weather's bad outside or you don't have much extra space. Make sure you don't get your nose too far back. You're gonna trip and fall backwards, hit your head too far forward, and it just looks awkward and feels weird. So our nose goes over our toes. That's a nice, smooth back pedal there. Fabulous. All right. There it is. Cool. So we're back at it again. I wish you the best with all the classes that you're doing, but please remember your movement and physical education. I know that people do important things with math, with science, with government, with cooking. Like all of the things that people teach are super, super important, and I respect everything that they do. But any one of our teachers in our school, I would chat with and I would have a conversation with them. And I would take the side of saying that I think what we do in physical education is absolutely the most important and the most vital because it allows us to have a good quality of life, feel healthy, and feel good overall. And if we feel good overall, we are focused, and we're excited to be able to learn about the other things that are going on in the world. All right. So that's my pitch there. I'm excited to be back with you. Make sure that you stay up with us. Finish the quizzes. We're getting towards the end of the semester, so I'm doing everything I can for you to have things ready to rock and roll so that you can get a good grade and pass the class. So just meet me halfway. Make sure that you're checking in on the canvases. Make sure that you're doing the quizzes and the activities, and I'll catch you next time. All right. Bye, my friends. Have a great day.